sum up 2022, this speaks for all of us, was learning. We learned a lot in 2022.
So the plan for 2023 would be first quarter, Eli dropping his body.
Eli. Main focus right now is just to get it jumping.
Most likely be the talk of the town.
So that nigga, when I get lit, bro, I'm taking him with me, bro. I swear to God, bro.
I'm here at the Aqua Lounge. We about to talk about my new album, Scorpio.
Yo, you kill me? Why is that even on your brain? Why is that on your cranium?
I personally think the nicest nigga to never get a ring is AI.
Yo, welcome back to the Aqua Lounge podcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We got a special guest in the building tonight.
Yes, sir.
Goes by the name of Rabz.
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
What's happening, my guy?
Just chilling.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Thank you guys for having me. You know,
Of course,
it's good.
man.
It's good that Long Island has like stuff like this. You know,
Yeah, bro.
That people could, come up here and say what they got.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
exactly.
And it's good.
Promote your brand, promote your music,
Exactly.
promote everything, you know?
Yeah, you guys do everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's good.
Let's take it back like from the beginning. So we were talking a little bit, but just for the people, watching, where are you from? Where'd you come out of?
I grew up out of Suffolk County, 631. I mean, if you want me to be more specific, Islip Terrace.
Okay.
That's where I grew up. Went to high school and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I live on the North Shore right now.
Okay.
Adjusting. I'm a
Yeah.
South Shore kid, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But that's where I'm from originally. Yeah.
Cool. That's like us too. We're from the South Shore,
Yeah,
Okay.
and then now we have the studio in the North Shore, so we're kind of
Yeah.
adjusted with shit,
definitely adjusting.
Yeah, I mean it's like two different lands. I mean it is the
It
same
is.
land obviously, but it's just different.
Yeah.
No, it is
It's just
different, bro.
Mhm. So from the beginning, so how did you kind of get started in music, and what? So because you have a specific sound. You're a melodic artist. So what kind of inspired you to get into that type of thing? Just music in general, and just the type of music that you do.
I was like always like into music, like doing music. Even in school, I was like always like, I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest right now.
Yeah.
I was in chorus for the longest time. Honestly,
Okay.
like up until like 6th grade. So like I started as like a soprano.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then I ended my chorus career baritone. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Wow.
Okay.
so like I was always like able to sing
Yeah.
in somewhat, but yeah, that's really like I did a little band too. I played the trumpet, played the drums, like kind of dabbled and stuff. So like I always had the ear.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I didn't start taking shit serious until like high school. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it was a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
To rap.
Yeah.
Making
Right.
music was always a part of my life, but
Okay.
to rap
Right.
more so was
Okay.
like something cool to do, and
Mhm.
everyone that was cool was doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah. But like,
started dabbling in high
but like
school.
in the early stages, like it was something that you were doing constantly, like you were involved with the music.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my whole life.
Yeah,
My whole life.
okay.
Whether or not it was like I said, like
Mhm. The
chorus
band and
class,
shit.
the
Yeah.
band and shit, So.
Mhm.
Was there a music scene in Islip Terrace when you started making music?
Yeah. Actually, a little one, not a major one at all, but
Okay.
it was a slight one.
Yeah.
It was a slight one. I definitely got inspired. Like there was people making music in my area
Mhm.
that like inspired me to do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I could give them props for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
And then how about like some of your influences? Like where did you get like your sound from, and who are you listening to growing up and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was like a mixture of a lot. You know what I mean? Like I won't just like target one specific genre.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah.
it was, like I grew up with parents that listened to a lot of like 80s rock, 70s, disco, stuff like that. So, dabbled with that.
Yeah.
My cousin actually, my older cousin, he was the one that actually put me onto like rap music. So my influences, I would say like it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like right now, are you asking like my inspirations for like making music right now, or just in general, just like
Like let's say like when you first started, like who were you looking at and like, yo, like this is like I'm seeing what he's doing or she's doing.
Chief Keef.
Yeah.
And what
Chief
year
Keef.
are we talking here?
when I first started making music, like when I first started writing music, like rapping and stuff, because I say I started making music at a certain point, like when I actually started taking it serious and
Yeah.
recording in a studio. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say like I was making music when I was just rapping in high school.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So I was writing in high school, but I started probably like 2017, 2016, the end of 2016,
Okay.
2017 is when I really started making music. But I was always, you know, doing stuff in high school, like writing and rapping with the guys in the cafeteria and stuff, you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We got a special guest over
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
drama.
I do.
Yeah, and we also got
Shout out
another
Drama.
special guest,
Yes.
Henny.
Shout out Henny, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What's good?
Hey.
Henny Track, my boy right here, man.
Yes, sir.
So something that I've spoke about in my whole come up a lot was the fact that my high school had a recording studio.
Yeah.
Mm.
So was there any ability in your high school or what was your outlet to even be able to make music when you decided that you wanted to start making music? Other than, was it just I have to go find a studio, or was there other outlets within your school or within your neighborhood?
Yeah. There was no outlet in my school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
And I feel like that was probably the majority of people coming up at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was no outlet at all.
Yeah.
There's no outlet. But how I really like first started recording music, you could say, was GarageBand.
Okay.
On a MacBook.
Right.
You know, just with some
From the crib.
headphones and
Yeah.
yeah.
From the
yeah,
crib.
like from either my crib, my friend's house, because that's just what we recorded on was GarageBand with Apple headphones, and I mean, it sounded like shit, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you kind of just started, like when you like your first like recording into the mic and stuff, like was there any like surprise like of like, oh shit, I don't think I sound as good as I thought I did, or
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone should feel like that, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How'd you feel, Drama, when you first hopped in? Did you say, oh,
I'm
Yeah,
in.
well-
I sound good?
Well, the thing was when I first started, I mean, and I don't know if you ever had a time period where you were doing this, but I was more lyrically rapping and, rapping, not like using the auto tune or anything like that. Like, were you ever in that
That's
stage?
exactly how I started.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you
Like
started.
I started on like some like, I wouldn't say boom bap, but
Yeah.
like kind of.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
rap, that kind of rap style. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like bars, punchlines.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
auto tune wasn't always like such a, I think, necessity. Like
I
when
think T-Pain like really.
yeah, like the thing was like, and this is why I'm asking you about like what was the environment of like music scene that you were around, because at my school the music scene was very rappy and
Yeah.
doing a lot of that shit. So for you to come up in a place where you weren't, maybe there wasn't like a little circle within the high school, I feel like probably had to forced you to maybe figure out your own shit
Yeah.
a lot quicker.
Yeah, I mean,
rather than following the footsteps of somebody else.
Sure. Yeah, but there there was a little circle. I'm not gonna say it was major. You know what I mean? But there was a few people in my school that were attempting music. You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, it helped because there was other people around me doing it.
Yeah.
So it again, and it was also cool. Chief Keef was the best rapper
Yeah, no,
at the
it
time,
was
you know
always
what I
cool
mean?
for
Like,
sure.
Chief Keef was like a bit like you said T-Pain, but I say like Chief Keef made autotune like really cool again.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Lil Wayne, a little bit prior to
Right.
Chief Keef, but Chief Keef made it really cool to do it, and like around that time, like that's just
Yeah.
what it was. So,
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
think nowadays in music too, though. I mean, I think everyone is using some sort of like pitch correction, auto tune.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just
Just the way it is.
yeah, it's the way it is.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I want to go into your first EP, Splash. First one. The first one.
We might. That's the first one on Apple Music that
On Apple
we
Music,
were
yeah.
able to see.
Yeah, that's
Is that the
that's a-
first one?
yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say that's a
So,
bad
listen,
first
Rabz
impression.
came from
No.
the SoundCloud era also. So Rabz was also an artist that was putting out music on SoundCloud, and you were dropping singles and stuff like that. Testing the waters.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's all different sounds. That was like that was like when I first, honestly, I'm gonna be real. That's when I first started using autotune. Which
Okay.
the songs are not bad.
Yeah.
The songs have a decent amount of streams too,
Yeah.
but that's just it's like
Aaron
it's-
Judge, right?
That's a great song.
Yeah,
That's, bro,
yeah.
yeah, I don't
Bro,
care.
that
what
shit is
anybody-
fire.
Yeah.
That was before Aaron Judge was even the man.
Yeah, that was when that was his rookie year.
Okay,
bro,
wow.
That's crazy. Yeah.
No, actually I lied. That wasn't his rookie year because I dropped that came out like 2016, 2017. I think he got his rookie year was 2015.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm maybe mistaken.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah.
Oh, really? He's a vet.
Chris would probably know.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
I didn't know he was around that long.
Yeah.
Fact check it, but
I mean, he came in the league late too. That was his
Yeah.
thing, right?
but Splash.
Yeah.
So what
Really? Wow.
was Oh my bad.
That's-
What was your creative process like at the time, like for Splash?
That
So,
bro, I was just an ambitious kid.
you were just doing
You know what I mean? Like I was just like ready to take on the world at that time. Like I thought. You know what I mean? I was making a lot of music with my cousin. Shout out Young Cuff. Shout out It's Cuff. That's my my cousin, my barber, my family, one of my mentors. You know what I mean? So he helped me a lot with learning how to do this music stuff and really, you know, be more calculated and stuff. So, you know, that was my first collab tape that I did because, you know, he brought me to my first studio and everything. So we did that tape actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that tape all together, and it is what it is. But
Yeah.
I think it's good for what it is around that time.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
With the animated cover. Another thing too is like
We worked with and I don't mean to cut you off, but we worked with a big producer. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the producer Big Head.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
the
I
one
heard-
that produced
that's-
Aaron.
I heard
he's the
his
one that
tag on
produced
the
Aaron
shit.
Judge. Yeah. And like, bro, like I was actually like talking to Big Head through text, like on the phone. Like he sold me that, like I think it was like a $30 lease, bro.
Wow.
And he sold it to me through Instagram, through text message. Like literally sent it to me, and I just like PayPal'd him.
Wow.
Like,
So it wasn't
kill
even
it, bro.
B-Stars, nothing.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah.
That's not a small name either.
Was that like
That's fire.
before?
That was like that was when he was like working with Peep actually.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so like he was like doing like the goth boy click sound a lot, but like he did have like a lot of trappy, I would say.
Yeah.
Like melodic beats because he was working with people like Dex and
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
stuff like
And
that.
back
But
to
he was
Lil
still low
Pump and
key though
shit.
at the time. Like
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Shout out Big Head though for real.
Yeah. When you first started too, like, was there anything that came to you that was like super easy? You were like, yo, this is easy for me. And was there anything that was like hard? Like, oh shit, I need to like learn how to do this now because now I'm actually in it. You know, was there anything like that?
Yeah. You know, not really.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've always been pretty confident in what I do. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to gas myself or
No.
anything like that. I always try to stay humble and stuff. But yeah, I feel like I've always been pretty confident. But now when I look back at like older stuff, like you know, it's just like I'm evolving every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I forgot you guys asked about my inspirations too.
Yeah.
We never cleared
Yeah.
that up. Honestly, like a big inspiration I would say is like Mac
Miller. Okay.
right?
Rest in
Yep.
peace.
But you know, there's a few other artists that you could mix in there too.
Yeah.
Like Juice.
Yeah.
Juice World.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
I definitely hear him in your music a little
For sure.
bit. For sure.
Yeah,
bro.
for sure. I like Blink-182.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hell yeah.
AC/DC,
Hell yeah. Classic.
50 Cent, Eminem. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? It's just
Yeah,
like
bro.
just a mixture. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But mainly like Mac and Juice. You know, like that's like where I really, really like started understanding music, and it really started impacting me. Like I always listened to music when I was growing up, but in high school I was listening to all this like turned up style stuff like Future, Lil Wayne, you know, like
Yeah.
Chief Keef, all that Chicago stuff. And like, you know, after I really was like, I think it's when I really started making music. That's when I was like, started taking it more serious as a listener as well.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, in a
listen to
sense?
like listen to the
Yeah.
bars and
Yeah.
you know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead of just like
Hype
not really
shit.
understanding it, just kind of just rapping along.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? You really like, you know. So yeah, Mac and Juice definitely for me. for
Okay.
sure.
Hell yeah. So
yeah.
so like, you know, we talked about it before. Like, you know, you grew up on Long Island.
Yeah.
How has you like? How would you say that like that shaped your sound like overall like as an artist?
If it did.
If it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because you know, as long as I know, Long Island's been like somewhat counted out. You know what I mean? So there's really like no staple sound. Like, you know, you got the city. There's there's that New York rap that we all know.
Yeah.
You know, and then now there's this drill stuff. But like, is there besides that like, you know,
Yeah.
like Long Island, we were always counted out. So there's no limit over here.
That's a good point.
I also feel like the thing about Long Island is that whatever was ever going on like in the city,
Mid
chat.
question.
Yeah.
like whatever goes on in the city, I you know, as far as like the rappers that we affiliate with,
Yeah.
you know, the circle that we're familiar with,
For sure.
I don't feel like it ever came over and crossed over into the music that we were ever trying to make. You know, like just like you know, me and you the same. Like I don't feel like we ever tried to make a certain type of music because it was going on in the city or because it was going on anywhere. Like I feel like we always kind of cater to our own style,
Yeah.
which is I feel like that's the positive of Long Island, of the aspect of Long Island is that
Yeah.
since there's no like concrete sound, whatever's going on over here, it never really like crossed over to the majority of artists that I feel like we associate with.
Right.
That's why I say there's no limit. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You could really just do anything.
Yeah.
And there's still nothing. There's still no ceiling.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah.
There isn't. What do you think about that, Henny?
How could there ever be a limit? Like, even if you're in a place where there's a style, like you could make whatever you want.
No, you're right about that. There's
Mhm.
people that do that.
But I think because like when there is that sound, people feel forced to like try and fall into that sound. But like you're saying on Long Island, you really could just do whatever you, because we know from experience too, like you know, having this recording studio, people coming in, there's like 2 weeks they'll be full of drill rappers, and then the next 2 weeks they'll be full of just like melodic guys like you know what I mean? So there's not, I don't know a specific sound of Long Island. I don't think that's there yet. You know?
There is none. And like I also like, this is like something I don't really promote too much because it's in the works, but like I do like a whole live band thing too.
Okay.
Like I'm a lead singer in a band, like I have a full band, and we do like jam, like 70s style mixed with like a little bit of hip hop, like full jam band style stuff.
That's dope.
How long you been doing that? That's fire.
Or like, I don't know, 8 months.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, so like we practice every Thursday, do production sessions and stuff. I got Henny doing some of the production on it.
Hell
what
yeah.
made you want to jump into that?
I just, like I said, I've always been like involved with music in all kinds of ways. So like I just felt like, again, there's no limit to this shit.
No.
So
That's cool, dude.
what's stopping me from doing that? You know what I mean? I have a studio myself. I have people that play instruments there, like that, you know, that see the vision that I do. So let's get together and do it.
And also, like, if you're like, let's say you're a drill rapper and like your only influence is another drill rapper, and like that inspired you to be a drill rapper. Like that's the shit that I see a lot, and like that's why I always give credit to people like Rabz, because if you are just like going to follow the trend, you're never going to be able to, because as we know, trends come and go. So it's like somebody like Rabz who's able to curate their own sound and not follow whatever the trend is necessarily. It allows you to adapt to each whatever's hot at the moment, and like, but still also have the authentic, you know, part of yourself. So it's like, I feel like that's a big aspect to us too, where we never had the positive of us never having like that guy or that sound was that we never like decided to like be influenced by one thing. We have such a large influence group,
right?
All different styles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's dope.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, what's your like songwriting process like? Can you take us through that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. When I first started, I was like a homework writer. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, would listen to a beat, write to it at my house, bring it to the studio. You like that analogy, homework writer? Yeah, so I would just like take it home, you know, do my homework on it, come back to the studio and present it. I used to do that, and then I got to the point where I was comfortable enough where I felt like I could just punch in songs. You know, you guys familiar with punching in? Just off the head kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. Line for line, however you do it, whatever.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, you know. At the time I was paying for studio sessions still. So
What studio was this?
so I mean, I worked in a lot of studios. Like I made that splash tape at Zone, which is Polo. Shout out Polo Hayes. That's his first studio that he ever opened.
Where was
I
that?
heard the name.
That was in Islandia.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually now it's Studio 631.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where, okay.
Yeah, so you know, it was over there at the time. So I made that project at Zone, I think, or it was 631. I don't know. It was like in the mix of turning into 631. Like Polo was leaving, and
You did it with Juan, right?
I did it with one, but I'm not sure if it was Zone or 631 yet. I think it was a mix.
But it was that location.
It was at that location, yeah. So, it was that Zone, and then you know, when I started really like punching in and stuff, it was at my man's studio right here, Beach House.
Okay.
Polo and Henny Trek.
Hell yeah.
And Juan, the engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, good group of guys. I was going to them for a few years, and then COVID hit. And then it forced me to make my own, you know, stuff. Like basically, I built a computer. You know what I mean? Downloaded a DAW and just learned how to do it myself.
Okay.
So
That's fire.
now the process is just I go to my studio because I have my own space, and I just go to my studio and I just listen to the production, whether it's Henny coming through doing something, you know, Otto, or just any of one of my friends coming through, or even if it's just people that send in beats. You know, I try to stay off of YouTube as much as I can, but yeah, it's just freelance at that point.
Right.
It's just, you know.
Do you send out, like, so you record your shit at your crib and then do you send it out for like mixing and mastering, or you do that yourself as well?
I do it all myself.
You do it all yourself. Okay.
Record it, mix it, master it, drop
That's
it.
fucking lit. Hell yeah.
Well, Rabz owns a studio.
Oh, you have your own studio?
Yeah, I have my own studio, yeah.
Okay.
It's like a private little studio. It's not really like open to the public. I have like,
yeah.
you know, a handful of clients that I believe in. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
I take the time out to record them.
Okay, that's dope.
You know what I mean?
Hell
So
yeah.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Shouts to you for that, bro.
Yeah.
We
Thank you,
need
bro. I
more,
appreciate it.
more people doing that.
Yeah, and it's honestly all because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like if COVID never happened, I probably wouldn't have built a computer. I'd probably still be, going to Henny, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't have been a problem. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's good that I learned how to do it and was able to grasp that ability because it unleashed this like animal that was inside of me that I didn't know that was inside of me. You know what I mean? Like it was just crazy.
Because now you can create whenever.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's
More-
no.
Make the new sound too.
Yeah, see, like right now I'm like pushing this new agenda,
Mhm.
when it comes to a sound.
Mhm.
A lot of people like it. I got a lot of eyes on me.
Mhm.
So I'm just trying to maneuver the right way,
Mhm.
and shit will happen.
Yeah.
You know,
And it was
I'm
all
not
like
tripping.
it was all you kind of taught yourself like YouTube shit, or did you have like a mentor like kind of
So
teaching
my
you?
manager, shout out Austin. He was the one that built my PC, and he knew how to use the DAW.
Okay.
How did you
So-
get together with Austin?
I got with Austin because of I had a friend that was in my hometown. Excuse me, that liked to do music.
Mhm.
And who was that?
It was this kid CJ. Shout out my friend CJ. Shout
Yeah.
out my boy CJ. I like
Say
how you're
it.
asking. Very, very. Yeah, I like that. So shout out my boy CJ. He actually brought me to he said, "Yo, there's this kid that there's this kid that I've heard about
Right.
through a mutual friend, which is actually Devin. Shout out Metro, his little brother. So this is before
Okay.
I even met Devin. And we
Steve.
could go down. Yeah,
Is it Metro?
exactly. So it's Metro,
Shout out Metro.
which he
Yeah,
Shout
hell
out
yeah.
Metro,
you,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
you guys know Metro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, word.
Thanks
So
to
it's
drama. Yeah.
okay. Where? Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
He produced Kemba and shit.
Mhm.
He actually produced my song, one of my biggest songs that was like on Long Island, like performance wise. It was called Riri.
Okay. I think
that shit-
we have a couple joints with him in the works of
He came here.
Yeah, he came here and we've
That's
been
good.
With me.
We've been working. Yeah, we've been working. We've been
Yeah,
sending
bro.
Okay,
some
so
shit.
so that's good that you guys know him. So
Mhm.
And
so
Timmy too.
shout out Timmy, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out Timmy.
Shout out
Timmy's a great guy.
man.
Yeah.
Timmy's a great guy. So that before I even knew Metro was his brother, my boy said, "Yo, I know this artist. He's working with my friend that I know from school, or whatever the fuck. I don't even know how they knew each other." I said, "All right," and I was just making music. Just started making music at the time, and I was down to do anything, down to just to get my foot in the door, try to work with anybody, collab, whatever, with anybody. Went over there, and there was this kid, New School Genius, and he actually wasn't New School Genius at the time. He was Hollywood. That's what his artist name was, and he was getting managed by Austin at the time.
Okay.
And they were just like young and getting it. Austin was grinding, like trying to get him in front of places, in front of people, trying to book him, for big opener shows, like opener slots for major artists that are coming into New York and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, we just gained a bond, and I was just like, yo, you trying to work with me? And boom.
Yeah.
So that's really how I lined it up with
Okay.
Austin. Yeah.
How do you feel like he is as a manager?
As a manager, he's great.
Because the thing is, like, a lot of things, like, nowadays what I'm seeing with these manager guys is they're becoming personalities.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing managers transcend into now their personalities.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like every guy in the clique is now a personality. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean, hey man, my manager is definitely like a social media marketing influencer.
Because I was doing some research. I went in because you have him in your bio, and like I know I've seen him somewhere before
Yeah, he's done a lot.
because he does the thing with
shoe phone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like that was like when we were coming up, like he was like, yo, I'm gonna do this shoe phone thing because
Yeah.
it's gonna make me stand out.
Yeah.
he makes phone calls on his shoe.
Yeah. That's just
He
he's
holds
just
his
saying,
shoe
like
up.
I always
Like
money's always calling.
Yeah. But it's like every picture he's taking, he
He got a
takes
shoe.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
He's the shoe guy,
Yeah.
right, or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, he I mean, when he moved to Miami, he started getting into the influencer role. So yeah, I would say like it's gradually slowed down.
Mhm.
I had to like step up a little bit more from when he used to live here because everything was in person when he lived here. So like it was very easy. Everything was very like you meet up in my studio, we go over what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to book all these shows. We're gonna send out my one sheet to these agents to every venue, and we're gonna get it done. When he moved to Miami, which shout out him because he was really
Very
leveling up,
ambitious. Very ambitious.
He was leveling up in his life,
Right.
had the opportunity to move out to Miami and go, work with these guys that I actually put him onto. Shout out Jerry and shout out Chris. These very, very successful entrepreneurs in Miami. They own a company called Everyday Success Team. They've helped me
With the artist Henny.
What?
Their artist is Henny.
Yeah, that kid Henny Hermes. Yeah. So they've helped me out a tremendous amount, over the few years and stuff, and so shout out them. But yeah, you got some good questions, Drama.
So is he? So
I know you.
Yeah. So is he still like? What's his role? Like he's still booking you shit?
So he just takes care of like all of like my major stuff. So like if labels were reaching out and like you know what I mean, all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
He doesn't take care of my bookings though, really anymore. Like I
Yeah.
have like like my friends, like I have a little team and stuff. who
Yeah.
Take care of it.
Yeah.
But it's generally me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff that you see and a lot of the stuff you will see, it's really me behind the boards. You know what I mean?
Has it always been like that?
No. Just like recently. Like
Yeah.
I feel like yeah. COVID had a main play in it, but
Yeah, but look at the difference that it makes.
Yeah.
That's
So-
why you gotta be you gotta be at the forefront of all the decisions.
Yeah.
and I'm still learning. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm still learning
Yeah.
how to because the music's only 10% of this shit. And people don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's more. There's one more.
So it seems like COVID was definitely something, a time where it really like sparked some shit.
yeah.
Yeah. So I guess like were you going into COVID, were you I don't know, I guess it was obviously tough to get into studios, and that's why you picked up doing the shit yourself.
Yeah.
So it was because a lot of people going through COVID, like I feel like it was I don't know, it was like either good or bad, but for you in terms of like just being you learned a lot of shit, which is amazing. I feel like you really took advantage of that.
I did. It was like, for me, it was like kind of like a 50-50. Like it slowed me down when it came to like organic growth though, in person.
Because you
like
couldn't go
obviously
outside.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like I was like getting booked for a lot of shows.
Mhm.
Like I did in like a 3-month span, like I opened up for, and like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. I opened up for Polo G 1 month. The next month I opened up for Oliver Francis. You guys know who Oliver Francis is? Okay.
Yeah.
And then the next month I opened up for this artist named Dutch Revs. And he was a big artist. He still is a big artist. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's like an independent guy, And we just had like a lot of traction. My manager were just booking all these shows, like really going crazy with the openers. There was like slight words of doing a tour, me doing a few like East Coast dates on a like a majors tour.
Didn't you go on a tour?
I'd done like a college tour when I was,
Didn't you go on a tour with all those guys?
I went on a college tour.
Yeah.
I did like Oneonta, like I did like 6 colleges, which was cool.
Yeah,
which was really cool.
That is dope.
That was like, early on too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was gonna be like a major tour. For a bigger artist. I'm not gonna even say the name because it just teases me.
Nah, say the name. Who was it?
I'm not gonna say it.
Oh man.
I just don't even want to say it just because it's just yeah, I'll tell you on another day, another story for another day.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna air it out. That's the only thing I won't air out, but it was gonna be very, very
Really?
big for me.
Okay.
And
Drake?
yeah, and you were coming with me.
I actually knew about it, and I'm the reason why it didn't happen.
Damn it. Nah, I don't say
Okay.
that. But yeah, so yeah, COVID, it definitely helped me, but it definitely slowed me down in certain aspects.
Yeah. Okay. And for those shows that you were opening up for, like Polo G and some of those guys, were you was it like New York shit, or were you
It was all
traveling?
New York.
It was all New York.
Yeah, it was all New York. We try to stay local.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To try to expand the fan base here first. You know what I mean? And when it comes to that reach, in person.
Right. Okay.
Polo G was a rough crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was totally different, 2 different sounds,
Right.
sort of, at the time. But it was cool.
So,
Yeah.
since I know, this is why I'm able to say this, is like, me and you have performed a lot of times, and you've done shows when I performed as well.
Yeah.
And Rabz is a wonderful performer and has a lot of energy. And I've always, here you go.
How do you have that thing? I think it just teleports over there. Anyway.
I've always been impressed by your live performance ability and your energy.
Thank you, bro.
when did you feel or when did you develop the ability and confidence to go on stage and bring the energy that you do? And I feel like a lot of it's influenced by Cuff, who's always up there with you, bringing the energy. But your stage ability is always very loud and it's very, crowd involved. When did you develop that?
Good question.
Because I think that's also one of the most important things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
with
Very
the
important.
shit.
That was always
Very
one thing
important.
that I was actually, again, pretty confident in.
Mhm.
Like, stage presence and crowd control.
Right.
Those are two important things when you are presenting your art
Mhm.
to a crowd of people. Whether it's 600 people, 6 people, you always
Yeah, like
just
you'll
gotta,
you'll deliver the same performance in
Yeah,
front of 5
exactly.
people and 5,000 people.
How did I develop that? Honestly, just watching other artists do it.
Mhm.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I used to always watch like Rolling Loud, like Ski Mask, X live performances, and I used to see how like they would do it, and like early Trippie Redd performances, and see how like they really, make the crowd involved instead of just, I'm up here and here's my music and I'm just gonna sing along and then I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Make them a part of the show. Make them want to be there more, and you'll be impressed with the results you get after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just always had that attitude towards it.
Yeah, and it's a big difference performing in front of a crowd that's not familiar with you
Yeah.
versus having a hit song and going up on stage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not that I'm familiar with that experience, but I've performed in front of crowds that know my music
Right.
versus people that don't know me, which
Bro,
you know
when you
wi-
did Splashing in Long Island, bro.
yeah, like
For that Revolution show, right before you flew out,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me you didn't have that feeling right there?
Yeah, so like I know I have the feeling
What,
there.
that's
Look at that video sometimes, like that thing.
He's bugging.
Yeah, and also Henny is the guy that's always behind us
Mhm.
on the in the DJ booth, allowing us to have the confidence and feel secure that
yeah.
our track list and our performance is going to be well.
And shout out him because he does like he said, he does our sounds. He takes care of like the live auto tune, make sure everything is good. Like, he's the sound guy, the DJ. He does it all, bro.
And that's
Wow. So
another
they-
thing that's so fucking important.
People
Yeah.
don't, and people take it like people really skip over that part.
Yeah.
For real.
They
Yeah.
don't think that it's
Because I've heard stories, like, even just people on the podcast, like, their first performances like were not good at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The speakers are cracking.
Well,
and
of
all this
course.
shit.
Well,
That's-
that's
that
also
should be how your first performance
Okay,
is.
yeah. I mean, that's also the venue's problem. You know what I mean? Unless your mix is like completely
trash.
yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's really that.
Yeah.
Sometimes these places have really, really
Yeah.
bad audio.
Mhm.
Really bad audio.
Mhm.
Yeah, we definitely had our problems, but
Yeah.
you always get shit done.
Yeah.
You just learn and you just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta have you gotta have a tech guy that's able to, there was many times when, I was doing shows and Henny was DJing for me, and I was very concerned that there was going to be a problem,
Yeah.
and Henny always comforted the situation.
Calm down. Calm down.
So I
he's
think
always there for that.
Henny is a staple in making us artists feel, we're able to take a deep breath and not have to worry about that aspect of it, because Henny, this guy's never freaking out. He's never looking stressed. Like, he's never, like, Henny's always
Seems like-
cool
Yeah.
and calm.
Cooling, man.
So if you're freaked out and you're nervous or you're worried,
Talk
Henny's
to
a great
him.
guy to turn to,
Yeah.
because he's just cool and he's just professional and ready to take on whatever's going on. So he's helped me and Rabz like a ton.
For sure.
Yeah.
Shouts to
Sure.
Henny,
Shout out to
man.
Henny, man. Here's your flowers.
Thank you, thank you.
That's what's up.
Listen to me. I'm
Yeah.
always in the back.
No, you get him.
You have him now.
When they mean something.
You get him.
Exactly.
All right, so let's go back a little bit to the music.
Yeah, let's
now.
get back to. Did I miss anything? Because I always want to. Because we drift off
We
sometimes.
did, yeah.
Yeah. So do
Um,
we? Let's get back. Do we?
Let me just check.
Nah, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I answer
Yeah.
everything because I
Yeah.
want you guys to know.
It wasn't
for
another
sure, too.
question I wanted to squeeze in, but I think it'll come back. But so back to the music now, like, so like when you're writing your music, right?
Mhm.
Do you feel like any pressure of like certain things that you can or can't say because of this style of music that's going on?
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
No.
No.
No. 'Cause
Fire.
you know?
Yeah. Because that's the whole point of this shit, right?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just gotta. This is the point of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, then
Mm-hmm.
there's other professions.
I feel like your music's mostly based on kind of like a love sound, like a love dark sound.
Yeah.
Is that coming from your experience with relationships, or is that
Exactly.
coming off of that's the music you like and that's what you want to create?
Most of my music, I'm gonna, you know, all of my music I'm gonna say is coming from my heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I do my turned up shit, you know, we just turn it up.
Yeah.
You know, I just want people to jump.
Yeah.
You know, when I do when I do the band shit, like I'm writing, that's music that I write. Like I don't punch in the band shit. Like I really sit there and I write that music.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just doesn't. That kind of style music, I don't know. It's different than the genre that I normally do. You know what I mean? So it's like I try to go a different way with it. You know.
Mm-hmm. But this was another question. Back to the process of like when you're doing your music. I know you said you punch in, right? But do you come to the studio? Well, actually, you do your shit by yourself, right?
Yeah, I do everything.
Yeah, so you don't even, because I was gonna say, do you like have the beats and then go to the studio and then start?
Sometimes, sometimes like I'll hear beats like when I'm at my house or in the car or whatever, like, you know, and then I'll take them to the studio. But everything is made there. I do not make anything else. I don't make it. But actually, I lied. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Shout out to the app Band Labs, man, because, bruh, I've been, you know, applying some pressure on that app.
Hell yeah.
So I do actually. I'm lying. I'm totally lying right now. I do make songs like literally wherever I want.
Yeah.
Because that app is, I could literally just make a song in the car. I can make a song in the middle of the park.
Mm-hmm.
I could make a song while I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like literally anywhere you want, and it'll sound good if you just adjust it the right way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know. But most of the time, like 95%, I'm at the studio. Sometimes I'll find the beats prior. Most of the time the beats are there.
Yeah.
Or I'll have somebody come through and we make it right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all very just like in the moment shit.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
like one of my main things. Like I love that.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you, like myself, have spent a lot of time in LA,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
and something that I speak upon a lot is my experience in LA. So how do you feel like when you're spending time out in LA, recreationally?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel influences your music, and how do you feel about LA being a destination for artists to go to when things are going well, or when they feel like they need to make a power move?
Yeah, I feel like that's overrated.
Yeah, and that's always
Overrated. You
That's
said?
always been
Yeah, it's
my
overrated.
opinion as
You
well.
know, when I first started going out there, definitely thought it was the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not knocking LA. I love LA. I think LA is still my second home, you know?
But think about when you first started going out there, right? Probably the same time when I started going out there. What was the appeal of being out there? To me,
The moves.
yeah, the appeal to me was you can go to a dispensary
Yes.
and you could ride around in a drop top,
Yeah,
smoking
yeah,
weed.
yeah,
You know,
you could
like to
rent a
me,
car,
it
do
was
all
more
that.
of like you felt real free when you went out there.
And like the
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah, it's like the whole atmosphere of being out in LA was like this no rules
Yeah,
kind of, you know,
Yeah.
you know, be a living like a rapper type shit. But once you do that enough times and you feel like you're going out there for a business purpose or a purpose to, you know, excel your personal career,
Yeah.
do you feel like that was something that you ever felt was necessary to impact your music career?
Yeah, because of the people that I met out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that would probably be one of the main things. You know, like actually the person I mentioned before, New School, he moved out there, and that was, you know, one of my close partners at the time. And we were, he had Bobby Nice. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bobby Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So he had Bobby Nice, you know, staying with him. So I was actually staying with them. I stayed out there for like 2 weeks or so. And bro, I can't even tell. Bro, we did so much. Like I met OG Mako. You know OG Mako, and that was probably the most randomest thing.
Wow.
On the list. Like,
Yeah.
bro, Bobby got invited to a studio. We just went there. Bro, we go onto this balcony. It's overlooking the hills, and this is, I don't even know where we were. We were in like either Beverly Hills or Hollywood Hills, somewhere it was overlooking the whole city.
Yeah.
And bro, OG Mako was standing out there with a huge trench coat. Bro, the shit was, it was like a movie scene. It was blowing in the wind. It was like Batman, bro. I swear, I went on the balcony. OG Mako was just standing there.
That's insane,
The
bro.
cape in the wind. I'm like, and bro, he talked to me for about an hour when he didn't even have to.
Yeah.
I was just some kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he talked to me for an hour about the industry, you know, because he was signed to QC. You know, he got signed when at the same time as the Migos. So
Okay.
he was on the you know, whatever, the same label as them, and he just, you know, talked to me about the industry and how it really is, and just gave me a lot of good pointers. And I'm blessed for that because, you know, I still think about that conversation.
That's not something that's just going to show up at your doorstep. That's
No.
That's an opportunity that it's not like this is the biggest artist ever or whatever, but it's like those moments are kind of like the realization moments of like, okay, there is a possibility that I can be here, surpass here.
Exactly.
Because how I always felt when I had those type of moments, and I feel like it's important to have like those random ass moments of like, so and so was standing there or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
Is it gives you the confidence that not only could you be there, but you could surpass it. And I always felt like I was always thinking about, I know I could get bigger than this situation that I'm currently in.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what LA kind of gives you, is that
Yeah.
feeling of I could get bigger, I could do more.
Yeah, LA has definitely done that for me, but nothing's like New York.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest, bro. I've done a lot in New York, you know, met a lot of people in New York, you know, go to a lot of places, network with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that helps.
Yeah.
We live in a very popular city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it helps. It helps a lot. Like, you know, how you were saying with the, you know, with that wasn't like it just happened. You know what I mean? Like those random ass moments. Like same thing with the whole Nestle thing as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you guys know Nestle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with me and him. I contacted him when he was fresh off the Yachty shit. And because him and Yachty were working early on. And, bro, I contacted his management and was just like, yo, you know, could we do something? Like, I have this music. I don't even know what I said to him.
Yeah.
You know, in the beginning. And, bro, he just... they broke it down. They were offering me a repost, which I was like, I was looking for a feature.
Yeah.
But they didn't. I guess they weren't doing features. They're like, well, Nestle will repost you on Instagram.
Okay.
And this is before I was even talking to Nestle. You know, I was talking through his management.
Yeah.
And he reposted my song.
Reposted on what?
Instagram.
Instagram,
Yeah, bro.
not SoundCloud?
No, he reposted my Instagram post on his story, and I
Wow.
went up 1,000 followers.
Wow. Okay.
And from there, he was fucking with me.
yeah.
Came to New York, did a headlining show, invited me.
That's dope.
Was downstairs in the green room. He was like, yo, you got a barber? I'm like, of course I got a barber. My cousin's my barber. Called Cuff from Splash.
Yeah.
And Nestle was one of his favorite artists. He could not believe that shit.
That's
I'm like,
insane.
That's fire.
Let's go.
That's insane.
Came through. He cut, word to my mom, cut Nestle downstairs at SOB's right before the show
Oh
Crazy.
shit.
in the green room.
That's insane.
Word.
That's fire.
And then after the show, we went to Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Ate like a motherfucker.
Going back to the LA thing, I feel like for me, like what I thought the whole thing was that situation. Like
Yeah.
was running into someone at the studio.
Yeah.
It was, and that's how I feel with like even like Atlanta. Like
Yeah.
go down to Atlanta, again, the studios, you don't know who you're gonna run into.
Yeah,
That
actually,
type of
anyway,
thing.
I said Nestle. I didn't even mean to say Nestle. I meant Squally, bro. How I just ran into him at that event, and then I got that session with him, and he knew you, and it was just like how the dots just lined up.
Yeah.
You guys are familiar with Squally too, Chef
You know-
Pasquale.
No.
He's a
Oh,
pro-
Chef
Chef Pasquale.
He has a fucking splice thing.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he also produced KMT for Drake and gigs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he also produced and was involved with the 100X song.
real?
Okay.
with that whole Drake. thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how that my relationships with everybody in Drake Circle was because of, not everybody, but a large part was because Chef is who I refer to him as,
Okay.
introduced me, and then linked up with you.
Yeah, so I was actually working. You guys, I keep asking you guys are familiar with Day Trip? Take a Day Trip?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I used to record at their studio in Soho.
Right
They
there
used to
in the
have an
city.
intern named Roy Lenzo. He's nowhere near an intern anymore. He is a big producer, Grammy nominated. Shout out Roy Lenzo, doing really big things in LA. You know, and I used to record with him. I used to just pay him hourly. You know, just go and he used to record at Day Trip. He used to be an intern at Day Trip Studio. So I was like, bro, this is amazing that I'm recording at Day Trip Studio. Like, I'm gonna record with Roy, and it's just gonna blast in here, and it's just gonna be, it's just very, very good. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be a good move.
Yeah.
So I used to go, and his mixes were amazing. Like, he was just and he would produce the beats too. So
Yeah.
he would do the production, and then I would just punch in on it right after.
That's crazy.
All in
Just-
one.
An amazing, talented producer. and engineer. And he was like, yo, we're doing this, Day Trip is doing this event in New York. We're gonna do, they're gonna spin. They're gonna like spin all their hit songs.
Yeah.
Basically, they're gonna be on the controller.
Yeah.
They're gonna DJ. I'm like, say less. Sends me these barcode tickets, Day Trip and Friends event. It was through Eventbrite, everything. Went there, was on stage, went through the whole night. I looked to the left of me, Chef. And that's one of those
And
moments where
yeah,
you just, you know what I mean? And that's
100%.
why I say New York is a big thing, because a lot of people are out here too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, random ass moment, turn to the left, see Chef, tapped in, said, yo, I know drama, this and that. Oh,
Yeah.
word, da da da. Within a week, we booked a big session at Manhattan Beach. He actually invited me to Manhattan Beach, said, yo, I'll take care of the session. You just come through and, you know, whatever, we'll take care of it. And I actually brought my boy Henny. He got a little collab with Chef.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, it was a good time. It was a really good time.
Chef's a good guy. The interesting thing about the music industry that I've experienced is that there's so many like players in the game where you'll meet them in some random place, and then you'll just be at some party or some show or some event or something, and that's when you run into those people. And it's just like it's so important, because when you have the outgoing personality like you have, and like the ability to socialize and network, it's important because later on, when you do run into these people again in other situations, it can allow you to get into a better position in the room. Because
Absolutely.
if you've met this random guy at a event and you see him at the club and you guys hit it off the first time you talk, now maybe you can get backstage, you can get on the stage, you can, you know,
Yeah.
so it's
And
like
the next time you see him.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's different.
So
Exactly.
it's not about going to the place and meeting the star, but having the ability to recognize and socialize with whoever's there, because you never know who these people are going to be. I've met countless A&R people.
That's how you ended up getting like on the Oliver shows. Yeah, we were just at the show.
Just talking. Talking.
You know, the next year you were on the show, you know?
And it's so funny too, because Drama actually did the Oliver show first.
Okay.
He did it in 2017, and then we spectated it for 2018. Me
And Henny DJ'd that, right?
yeah, and then we spectated the 2018 show, and then we got booked for 2019.
There you go.
And Henny did the live sound, and then I had my other DJ. Shout out DJ Grene. He did the he was on the controller, and Henny did the auto tune. He did the sound behind the, you know, with the sound guy and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
smooth.
How did you guys all meet though? Like how was you guys kind of all get into like the same
What's
like
the dynamic of
network?
y'all's relationship like?
I'll try
What's
to.
going on here?
I'll explain it real quick. So I mean, I reached out to Drama on some Instagram shit.
Right. Okay.
I mean, like he was just a big dog.
Not Twitter, Twitter maybe.
Twitter actually.
So this was
Yeah.
so you were assigned to
No,
No, he
this
wasn't
is
signed. He
This
was
is
just-
2016, man. This is way
Oh,
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
Way
is
back.
before.
Yeah, this was like when you just did like Bracken and
This is
stuff.
way back,
Making
man.
noise.
Like
Yeah.
Feel Like I'm Thug and
Way back.
what? Yeah, just
Way Up.
really way up songs
Okay.
like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just hit him up on some Instagram shit, on some Twitter shit, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I have this song. Boom. He's like, yo, I'm from Bayshore. Come through to my crib. I went through this crib, showed him some songs. Boom. Locked in. Ever since then.
Okay.
Henny. Yeah, we were really
Skateboarding.
young. Yeah, like before the music shit.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
you guys were
Even
locked
before
in.
music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
On some like skateboarding, scooter, BMX shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
Because
dope.
you know, I'm from like Islip Terrace, East Islip area. He's from West Islip.
Okay.
Which is not close.
It's not close, but it's close enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because skaters and all that, it's like a big community.
What's the skater? What was the skater place to hang out? Tanner Park.
No, CVS. Remember CVS?
Yeah, well, CVS
CVS.
was huge in East Islip.
Yeah.
that was like my number one spot.
was the
Yes.
shit.
The hell's going on
It
at
was the back of
I
CVS?
used to go to
CVS,
CVS,
bro.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, CVS.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, Coles in Islip too.
Mm.
Man,
What is it?
what are we talking about?
Oh,
right now?
Coles. Yeah, Coles behind Coles. Yep. Yep.
We talking about scootering, BMXing, and
You know Billy Perry?
shout out Billy Perry, man. He's doing big
he's
things.
from West Islip. You know him too?
Wait, they might know
used to ride
the
with
dude that you know.
Oh, Gus Reimer.
I know
You
Gus
know
Reimer.
Gus?
He's a big scooter rider. He was signed to Lucky
he
and
went
stuff.
he went to my college.
Oh, word.
He used to fucking ride around. Then he like dropped out because like something, I don't know like what happened, but
You know, like Donnie Cassis, Sal Cassis.
Yo, next time you see them,
Yeah.
Say Rabz said I love you. those.
I haven't seen him in a minute, but
No,
yeah,
shout out to Donnie Cassis and Sal Cassis, man.
they're fucking good, bro.
Bro, they were the
shit.
original film, like, bro, they would do skate edits when we were so young. Because it's actually crazy. I'm actually born and raised in Patchogue.
Are you?
Yeah, but I don't really
Okay.
talk about that because
Okay.
there's no reason. We're talking about my music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah.
whatever.
Talk is turned up now, man.
Yeah, I mean, I moved out of there when I was like 12, 13
Okay.
or something. You know what I mean? So there's really no reason. I really learned who I was when I moved to Islip.
Yeah.
So
what grade was that when you moved into Islip? That was like high school shit?
yeah, like right before freshman year.
Okay.
What about Max Gardner? You know that name?
Is that another scooter rider?
He used to skate.
Nah.
He's from River Cliff, though.
Nah.
All right. So what do you got like in the works? You got like some upcoming albums or any like upcoming collaborations that you're excited about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm always working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Whether or not it's gonna be for a project, singles.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're just dumping singles.
Okay.
I got a song coming out with Henny
Mm-hmm.
and my boy Wolf. They produced it. Henny recorded it. He's getting the mix done,
Mm-hmm.
doing everything that it needs, and that will be the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I let projects just fall into place.
Okay.
At this point,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really say like, oh, I'm gonna make an album.
So organically, you kind of just let it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my last project I actually dropped, it was called 46. I don't know if you guys did you guys tap in with that?
Was that's the latest
That was
one?
my latest drop.
Yeah, that was, yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that one was like, that was just like I have a bunch of songs that kind of seem like they would fit together, and let's just run it.
Okay.
And I haven't dropped a project in a while.
Wait, which one were you just talking about?
46.
I saw Life.
Life is produced and recorded and mixed and mastered by Henny right here.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
Fire,
Yeah.
bro.
Okay.
And that was actually done. Yeah, we did half of that at Harry Fraud Surf
Okay.
School.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
We did that at his studio.
I heard that's a crazy studio.
Yeah, Henny works with, he's
You work with Harry like that?
Yes, sir.
Really?
So-
That's like one of my fucking like idols, bro.
Yeah, I got a couple things with him. I mainly work with his boy Fred.
Okay.
Goes by Red Walrus.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Wow.
he's the fucking guy. Super creative, producer, plays mad instruments. He actually is playing in Action Bronson's band.
That's
That's lit.
So they're
dope.
doing some shows around New York and shit. So
That's dope.
I saw it. It was pretty dope. I
Hell
mean, I
yeah.
wasn't there, but I saw clips of
Yeah.
it and shit.
Henny, were you with us? Were you with me and Polo when we picked up Harry Fraud? There was this one time where, because Polo is who introduced you guys to Harry Fraud. There was this one time I was hanging out with Polo. Shout out to Polo. And we were out in Brooklyn or wherever that studio is. And me and Polo, I don't know what me and Polo were doing, but we were just like riding around. And before you know it, we just picked up Harry Fraud. He's sitting in the back seat.
Bro, what?
And we're like going to like I don't know what was going on. I was just like we were stopping mad places, and Harry Fraud was just sitting in the back seat. Then we went to this studio that they have or whatever, and he was telling me how French Montana comes to the studio and everything. How has Harry Fraud? I guess this is more of a Henny question, but what's that relationship been like?
relationship with Fraud, it's nothing too crazy. So long story short, Polo brought me to the studio and randomly just was like, yo, let's go next door and smoke. And because we were there was 2 rooms. Fraud had his main room. Then he had a side extra studio just for whoever needed to work on shit. So we're in the side room working on shit, and we went over to the main room to smoke. They're like, yo, blah, 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 this is Henny, he make beats, no one really cares. One of Fraud's writer friends came next door to see what we were doing and was like, oh, this shit's dope. And he took one of my beats to write to and then gave it to some girl. They put out a song, whatever, and then Fraud noticed that and gave me some loops. We made a couple beats, but then COVID hit, so he moved out to Montauk.
Aren't you signed to surf school?
No.
Oh.
I'm not signed. Oh, yeah. No, that's just a track that's out. Got the song with Uno the Activist.
You got one with Uno?
Got a song with Dave East and G Herbo.
What song?
The Uno song is Slimy Guy.
What about the Davies and Herbo one?
It's on the Hoffa project that Fraud did. It's the Go Off track.
You did that?
Yes, sir.
Wow, bro. That's a That's fucking fire, bro. That's
Thank you.
That's a great album. That's a great artist.
Yeah, but like I said, like
bro.
it was like cool. We met, we started working, and shit started going good. And then the pandemic happened. No one wanted to be around people.
Yeah.
Plus, like he was either in Brooklyn or in Montauk, so was never close by. He tried to do shit on the internet, but now like I do a lot of shit with his boy Fred, and we make shit just for the purpose of trying to get our own placements. But everything we make, we send by him because if he likes it, we'll let him take it and try and place it because his name's bigger than ours. So, you know, it's just a little ticket, a little help.
Bro.
You know,
that's a beautiful thing right there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, Henny's somebody that's put in the groundwork too for a long time.
Hell yeah, bro.
And has definitely had his moments of, you know, somebody that's experienced a lot of things.
For sure.
So, like, I want to kind of dive into like a little like hole here, like about social media.
Sure.
How would you say it's like impacted your music or your like, you know, your career as a musician? Like
social media?
Yeah, like
tremendous.
Okay.
I don't know where I don't even know where I would be without it.
Yeah.
You know, just making music for who?
Right. So when did you start noticing like, all right, I got to get on social media? Were you always on it?
I was always on it from the start.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was, and were you always pushing your music through it?
Always.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a good start to it then.
Yeah, I was always pushing music from the moment Instagram was even really like a platform for you to push your music on.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, TikTok especially.
Yeah.
They all play a huge role, especially in what I'm doing. Because a lot of the networks and a lot of the connections that I made are through social media initially.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
And we can kind of speak on that as well. Like, you know, just opening the studio, being open for a year, just like being able to, you know, just have that net of people to being able to like be able to reach out to, and just to like, I don't know, it just helps.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, yeah,
for sure.
It's a good tool.
Yeah. And where would you say like most of your fans, like your following, are they coming out of like New York, Long Island, or is it more like other states and stuff like that, or?
Honestly, it's all over the world. You know what I mean? Mainly, obviously, I would say Long Island is and New York are a huge part, just because that's where I'm from. So, you know, obviously that's going to be where it starts. But, you know, I work with producers. Like 46 is produced by Fragment. Shout out my boy Fragment. He's from. Let me not fuck this up. He's from Russia.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he, you know, sending me beats, you know, listen to the songs, talking to me in English, like it's just crazy.
And he found you?
He found me.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Okay.
He found me. I didn't find him. He found me.
Yeah.
Or maybe I found him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Who
you have
cares?
like a lot of like producers like that, like finding you and
yeah, for
sending
sure.
you shit.
Yeah, like a lot of the production that I work on is either from, like I said, A, from my friends, or B, from producers that send in.
Right.
Or that I find on Instagram. Again, using that tool to network with these producers, and you know.
Yeah. So you seem like you've been kind of in the industry and moving around in it like for a little bit now. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, what's some advice that you would give to like someone that's trying to break through into that, like an artist?
Just stay consistent, and you know, you're not gonna please everyone, and you got to just remember that. You know what I mean? Everyone's not gonna love it, but there might be a million other people that like it. You know what I mean? So just stay consistent and you know, just grind and just apply the pressure that it needs to be, and you know, there's more I could say, but you know, if you're an artist at this point, you should know how to get there. You know what I mean? Like, there's YouTube, there's tools, there's influencers that literally will teach you how to blow up. You know what I mean? And break through.
How do you feel about the rap circle in 2017, 2018, that time, which you were a part of?
Are you talking about locally or just
locally? Locally. Because I think, you know, to go off of, you know, his question, how do you feel about the difference in the come up versus then versus now? Somebody that's came up kind of a little bit more, you know, the circle.
Number one, it was easier to break through a few years ago just because of the amount of like showcases and things that were going on locally in Long Island to make you be able to break through and actually get your name around organically in a live.
Did you feel like it felt a lot more centered as far as the music scene on Long Island. Because like when we would do things, you know you're gonna see who you're gonna see. You know the people.
Yeah.
You know where it's at. It's at Revolution. Like you know what was going on. I always felt like a couple of years ago the whole rap scene was a lot more focused.
Yeah, it was.
And
It
then
was,
versus now, who know? I don't know. You know, I can't pinpoint what's going
Well,
on.
COVID played a big role in this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people that a lot of people that had something to do with these showcases and that were actually doing something, I haven't even heard about them. And that's unfortunate. People that I know personally that I haven't heard from or know what they're doing since the pandemic. And it impacted people in different ways. So I just stayed consistent and said, yo, I have to do this. This is what I want to do. This is what I love to do. And I will literally do anything to do it. That's why I built that computer and forced myself to do it. You know what I mean? Because everyone was on their phone at that time.
Yeah.
What am I going to not make content?
Yeah.
Where I was literally live battling people, doing like with J6. Shout out my boy J6. I was live battling him on Instagram Live, like playing snippets that we made during COVID.
Really?
Like in the lockdown. Like, and we had like, you know, whatever, we were just, people were, you know, we had the poll going and shit. We made a flyer for it because, bro, there was no shows going around. There was nothing. Yeah. So we tried to make, you know, something out of nothing, practically, you know.
What I find to be, thank you. What I find to be interesting is that how do you even, you know, and you guys will experience this, I feel like, as and contribute to this whole thing of being able to present artists. I mean, you guys can almost play an A&R role in the sense of giving artists, you know, a platform to kind of speak and get known. You know, back in our time, going to Revolution, going to wherever was a showcase where somebody that was into the Long Island music scene at the time would see somebody like Rabz and see his performance and be turned on to, you know, him as an artist at that time. Nowadays, I don't feel like there's that ability to go out and find and get in tune with somebody out here, which I feel like is what the generation currently is missing out here, which is what you guys play a big part in, you know, giving artists platforms. So it's like, you know, when we were coming up, don't you feel like the ability to go out and show yourself as an artist seemed a lot more doable?
Yeah. And accessible.
And accessible, exactly.
And accessible. Really? Yeah, I mean, it's totally different, you know. Revolution played a huge part in it. It's gone. AMH doesn't do what they once did. And AMH is Amityville Musical. That's the venue that's down the block. You know, there's like some of these little random pop-up showcases that some of my friends do. You know, and I go see them perform because I do all their music. I record all their music, so I'll go, you know, support, go see them. But it's like you said, it's not as accessible. Not even close.
Yeah,
not even close.
Yeah, I just want people to know that Rabz is one of the founding fathers in the sense of being a guy that was around when the Long Island music scene was able to be seen in one room.
Okay.
And it was like, here's the guys.
Right.
You know? And I think that that's something that we should be proud of. And I try to, and Henny as well, of just like, you know, being
pioneering almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the word. Pioneering, being somebody that put a face and that would go up on stage and do those things. And I think that you were one of those guys that probably gave confidence to a lot of these young guys. I mean, how many young guys do you have under you that make music now and are trying to flourish because they saw you do what you do?
Yeah, man.
You know, so that's the influence.
Yeah.
So like it's at a point now where it's like, you know, the influence is what we were doing.
Yeah, man.
For around here.
Yeah.
It is, bro.
Okay.
It is.
I think that that's important.
Yeah.
Bro. For sure.
So like, what do you think? Like, because I know, like you said, like, you know, platforms like this and certain things, but how could like Long Island kind of get back to that, you know, connectiveness and like, you know,
Yeah, that's the word for
Yeah.
sure.
To be somebody that really cares about the community when it comes to this stuff, and you know, somebody that's not gonna take the easy way out when it comes to money. And somebody that, like I said, that actually genuinely cares and will take the time out to organize things like that, because they're not gonna happen themselves.
How do you feel about artists Long Island based that don't claim Long Island? I mean, how many times do you see that?
A lot. You know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's been happening for years.
Yeah.
Right? Right? It's not like it's anything new. I mean, I will always, forever say that I'm from Suffolk County, 631. I got it tatted on me. I'm
right.
forever Long Island. And not for nothing, every single Instagram post, I literally put the location Long Island to make sure that these people know that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
And I think that that's very important for the Long Island artist community, because I always make the point of, if you came up as a Long Island artist and didn't ever get Long Island love, then I guess there's really no reason to
Exactly.
claim Long Island. But I think that doesn't, and that's good in its own ways, but I think the justice is done when a Long Island artist represents Long Island. And I think that's something that you do, and I think
It's
that's
huge, man. You know.
Fresh.
I see that happening less and less now, whereas then it seemed like a lot of these artists were more like, that's a Long Island guy.
Yeah, it's just because it's so easy. Like, I'm from New York. That's what I'm from. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
And New
I'm not
York
from
was
Long
no
Island,
bigger
I'm just
now.
from New York, or I'm from NYC.
Right.
I'm an hour away in the suburbs, but I'm from
Yeah,
from
yeah.
New York City though,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Not knocking it. You
Yeah.
do whatever you feel like is going to elevate your brand in whatever way you think it is. Because to me, that's not going to help. I feel like, rep where you came from.
Yeah.
Be organic as possible.
Yeah.
Don't fabricate shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think if everyone was real like that, like you're saying,
And not for nothing, everyone's from New York.
yeah.
And everyone's from NYC. How many artists came out of NYC?
A lot
How
of
many?
fucking artists.
Who came out of Long Island?
I rather have a Long Island platform than a New York City platform, only for the sense of, look at the competition in New York City versus, if you're coming out of Long Island.
Yeah.
If you're a New York City artist, I think you already are putting a stereotype on your sound at this point.
Yep.
So, I think it's important to acknowledge the people that do represent Long Island, whether you're a big artist or a small artist, just for the simple fact that it shines light on the come up of a Long Island artist, because it is a grind.
Yeah.
It's not a New York City pass in the sense of you get to join this big army of artists,
Right.
and have access to all these outlets. A Long Island come up is a grind, and it's something that you have to be in tune with other Long Island artists and people like Henny, who curate the sound and put together shit. So I think it's important to continue that trend of repping Long Island.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, another industry question, kind of like for you personally, what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned, about the industry, so far on your journey?
Don't take shit for granted.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's not as sweet as you think.
Word.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
And because I'm gonna say another you asked another industry question. I'm not crazy in the industry yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have been around for sure, and I've definitely experienced things that our industry and industry, actually industry.
Yeah.
But those are really the lessons that I've learned. Just don't take shit for granted. If you're in a room with someone important, take advantage of it. It may never happen again.
Yeah, don't just sit there.
Yeah.
And if you're a producer or a rapper and you're in a room with somebody, don't just sit there.
Right.
I hate hearing about that shit.
Yeah.
Just try to network in the most organic way possible. Don't
overdo it.
jump on them.
Yeah.
But
Like you were
I met a lot of people by just doing that.
Yeah.
Just by doing that,
Yeah.
sitting right next to
Sorry.
Hell yeah. So you said oh my bad.
No, go ahead.
So you said again you're always working on music. How do you stay motivated to continue to create new stuff? Is it just your motor, or is it what is it?
Shit. It's the bigger picture. You know what I mean? I'm not there yet. I'm not even close.
Right.
In my eyes. Some people may think that I have an advantage, but me, just got to push towards that bigger picture.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even when I get to that bigger picture, who knows if I'll be satisfied? You know what I mean? But just stay focused. You know what I mean? And that's what. And just know that there's a whole shit ton of people that will actually really support you
Yeah.
when they find you.
You said it before, consistency.
Exactly. You
Like-
just got to stay consistent. And
Yeah.
and I'm not even I need to be more consistent. Like I feel like I'm consistent, but
can
I'm
be.
not consistent enough. Like I have friends that drop once a week. You know what I mean? And that's cool. But I take my music more serious in a sense when it comes to quality. So I'm not just going to dump music.
Right.
I take it like I don't want like a million songs out by me. Like you know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah.
like I it's and then you end up deleting songs and it's just like I don't like I like just putting out quality work when I feel like it's ready and it'll live forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll be it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I
bro.
mean?
Absolutely. So like, out of all the songs that you've recorded, like, do you have a favorite? Like one that stands out to you that's just straight up like, yeah, this is the one, or is it kind of between a few?
I don't. You know what the problem is? It's like I think I found my favorite, right? I release it and then I make another one, and I'm like,
That's
this
like,
is my
that's like
favorite.
you do with
Yeah.
beats, bro.
Yeah,
Cooking
and then I
like,
make another
this
one,
is
and I'm
shit.
like, nah, this one was better than the last one, but it's not better than the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I have favorites in the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like I'll make something and be like, bro, this is it. Like my favorite right now is the one that we're gonna drop, just because it's the most recent, and I feel like it's just so sound evolving for what we're trying to do. I'm just ready for it. You know what I mean? So that right now is my favorite. I guess it's like the one that I'm getting ready to drop is
Yeah,
always my
it's the
favorite.
favorite
shit.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I feel like
Okay.
that's a good thing, though. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You want to
Exactly.
be excited and you want to be
Yeah.
ready.
Unfortunately, once the song is out, I'm like kind of sick of it myself. Like people will be playing it, and I'm like, yeah, like you know.
Wait
Like,
till the next one.
I've heard it so many times.
Yeah.
Like, you know, before it was released, and now I'm listening to it after it's released. Now I'm shooting a video for it, so I'm listening to it again.
Yeah, yeah. And
that's
during the
okay,
video,
but-
you gotta listen to it like fucking 40 times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I just released a song called Over It.
Mm-hmm.
People really like it. It's like a different kind of sound that I'm doing. It's more of like an ambient, laid back, low monotone pitch. Super fire in my eyes. I
Yeah.
think these guys liking it. Shit.
Mhm.
So I went to LA. Actually, he was talking about LA before. I went to LA and shot a little video for it. Shout out my boy Kenny Orlando. He's a Long Island pioneer, really one of those guys that was doing a lot for the community and ended up moving out to LA, doing big things out there. So shout out him. He actually we just honestly just picked him up. We just chilled.
Yeah.
He shot it on an iPhone, bro.
Hey.
That's crazy.
Okay.
So
That's
it was super run and gun, organic. Like we just
Yeah.
had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it came out great.
Mhm.
Came out great.
That's the
Check it
best
out
one.
if you guys haven't checked it out.
Yeah,
It's called
definitely.
Over
Yeah.
It. It's out
Mhm.
everywhere.
Mhm.
You know, YouTube. I got a full video for it.
Hell yeah.
Definitely gonna check that out.
For sure.
Now I know Drama was talking about like your performances and like you bring the energy and that type of thing. We haven't seen
Yeah.
yet, but we
Yeah.
definitely want to come to some shows.
Yeah, man, definitely. Right now, me and Drama are trying to line something up
Mm.
with these guys.
That's it.
It's gonna be a local. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he was talking about
Yeah.
before. Yeah. I don't want to put it in the air yet.
Yeah.
You know, we just got to make sure it's 100
100%.
before we start saying stuff. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? But
yeah.
yeah, we're gonna try to do a show, me and Drama. I think that it will probably just be me and him,
Mhm.
maybe one other artist. And we're gonna do it local.
Mhm.
Try to bring back that feel
Yeah.
Yep.
that
Hell
we
yeah.
once had. You know what I mean? And pack it out. You know,
Mhm.
definitely get you guys in there. Green room passes, all that.
Thank you, bro.
Yes,
man.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
bro,
Appreciate
sure.
it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has there any performances that stood out to you specifically that you were like, this is like the best fucking big performance I've ever done?
Like you got off and you were like,
You're
this
like,
was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, and it's so crazy because I'm not even gonna. It's you would think it would be one of those bigger openers.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But those opening for a major artist is tough.
Tough.
I know Drama can speak on this because, you know, these fans are, you know, maybe some of them know you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
Mhm.
You know, but these guys are there. They're there for the headliner.
Right.
I don't know if you guys been to shows, but sometimes headliners don't get love.
Yeah.
Like it's just tough. Like they're just waiting for the headliner. They don't want to see the opening act. They
Mm-hmm.
don't want to see the opening act at all.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's tough.
Yeah.
It was okay for me,
Yeah.
but my favorite show that probably not my favorite, the one that stood out to me the most was probably the one. This guy, Drama, shout out Drama. It's cool that he's here because to talk about this. He just got signed to Interscope at the time. He was actually flying out. Actually, I don't know if you even got signed yet. Maybe you were going there to discuss to sign. But we did a Long Island show. It was him, me, and like 2 other artists. And bro, the place was sold out. and it was just all of our people, like all of our fans, friends,
That must have been
family.
a crazy feeling,
Bro,
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And this guy, this is so funny. So that was the one that stood out to me the
Yeah,
most,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
This guy goes on. He fucking, what'd you do? Did you play the Drake shit? You did. I'm out. That's what he did. He said, yo, and this is something that's just, I don't know, I don't even know what you said. You had Henny play it though. And you walked off stage, and that guy went to LA and signed the Interscope. And that shit was just such an impactful moment for me, because I'm like,
you.
bro, my boy is really like,
It's like drop
we
the
just
mic type shit.
sold out this shit, and there he goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just motivated me, like, bro,
Yeah.
I could do this shit too.
Right,
I could do this shit too.
Yeah.
Not in like a cocky way.
No.
Like, I could do this shit too. But my boy that's right next to me is doing it.
Visually saw it happen
Yeah.
right in front of your
And
eyes,
and it's
bro.
always cool because he would always even when he was signed, right? He would come home and pop out to my showcases and would stand in the back like this, watching me perform.
Yeah.
And people would be like overconsumed. Drama's here, drama's here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that shit was just, that was like the proof in the pudding for me. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, you're my
right
guy,
fucking
man. You
there.
already
Yeah,
know,
for
man.
sure. You know I
already
got you.
That's awesome, bro.
yeah, and that was not even early on. Like that was
Yeah.
like right before COVID, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was flying out to LA. He was inviting me to his Airbnb, like inviting me to these big ass fucking studios. Bro, you played a huge role in that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
In that LA, like he's talking about LA, you know, you find these moments and da 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 da. Bro, I've been to LA. He's invited me to this. He's like, yo, pull up on me. Sends me a location. I'm like, all right. Bro, it's fucking warehouse place. He's like, yo, I'm coming outside. Bro, a huge rolling door opens, bro. And it's just him standing there. Yo.
Come on.
He's like, come inside. Bro, huge ass
That's
studio.
amazing.
It was called,
Yeah.
what was it called? Noise Nest.
You know,
I'll never forget that shit,
basketball
bro.
basketball court at the studio.
Basketball
Damn.
court at the
Fuck,
studio.
that's
He
what I
gave me a
want.
whole tour, bro. There was, bro, most immaculate studio I've ever been to.
Wow.
And yeah, bro, he invited me there. He was like, yo, and he was fully signed at the time, mind you. He's like, yo, go in there, bro. Let's get some, you know, let's
Yeah.
get some melody ideas going.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I mean, dude, that's literally what needs to be done though. It
Yeah.
needs to be done like when someone that you know, your friend is doing this shit, putting them on,
yeah, for sure.
bro. I mean, like that's
Yeah.
that's like the
and
whole.
we've only had
Atlanta
like a
scene.
few moments, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
during that time, but
Yeah.
I'm super blessed.
Yeah, dude, that's
Super blessed. He also took me to Atlanta too.
yeah.
This guy, he's helped me a lot with what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
Took me to Atlanta, introduced me to a whole bunch of people. Fucking Atlanta loves him too.
Yeah.
We went out
Okay.
there, just meet and greet at this store. People were coming through, taking pictures with him.
Oh, thank you,
Airbnb
thank you, man.
lit, champagne paid
Yeah.
for. Shit was lit, man. It was shout out to our Atlanta guys, man.
Yeah, shout
For
to
real.
the Atlanta
Shout out to them,
guys.
bro. They really treated us with love, man.
They took you in too.
And they took me in too, just because. But I'm thankful for you, just because you brought me there. So they're like, oh, he must be valid.
Yeah.
His drama is bringing him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm super super thankful for moments like that, because it definitely shaped me to who I am right now in this chair.
Hell
you feel
yeah.
me?
That's
So,
amazing, bro.
That's amazing, bro.
Fuck
Shouts
yeah.
to you, Drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to drama.
Thank you,
baby.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Now another question. This is kind of like, so do you? Because I know, like you said, you're very confident in your music. You're a confident person. How do you kind of handle like people, if you've had like people like hate or like criticism, like not constructive criticism, but like, yo, you should be doing this. Like, have you had that type of thing or?
Brush it off.
Yeah.
You know, you got to.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can't please everyone.
Right.
You know, like people are gonna hate it. You know, I post things and people try to compare me to people that you wouldn't even think they would compare me to.
Yeah.
So it's like your
Yeah.
logic is not.
Yeah.
So that's where it goes. You just brush it off, bro.
Yeah.
You can't let that hate get to you. If you want to be an artist, you think Picasso? Come on, bro.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
I'm
like,
sure he got hate.
Yeah.
He still painted every day.
Mm-hmm.
So
bro. And it's like we have human beings have like a negative perception bias. Like so,
Yeah.
it's like there could be 1,000. Yo, this shit is fire.
Facts.
And one person would be like, yo, this shit is trash, and you're like, yo, what?
And
the
you're
fuck?
focused on that one.
So it's like
yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
you said, just
yeah, and like like I post stuff on TikTok all the time, and like I'm very versatile. So like I have all different kinds of music, like for real. I
yeah.
do.
I was
I
gonna
have
say,
sad shit. I have rage shit. I have
you're in a fucking rock hip hop band, bro.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. I
Yeah.
do that stuff,
Sick.
and I would love to, after I would love to play some of that stuff.
Please
for you guys.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. But yeah, it's I'll post on TikTok, and people will try to, like I said, compare me to other people, and I just feed into it. Like I literally just laugh with them. I laugh at myself with them because That's the attitude. You're gonna yell at everyone that doesn't like your song.
Yeah,
You're gonna
right.
be mean to everyone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're just going down to their level. Just stay confident, stay grinding, put your head down, and just work, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
And
and if this
that's-
is not for you, it's not for you. It's
Yeah.
it.
And that's what they want too. Those people that are
Yeah.
saying those shit, they literally
Yeah.
want you to say something
Yeah.
back just for that feed,
Yeah.
like the validation. or
Usually I'll
whatever.
just be like, you know, just check out my catalog.
Yeah.
Like I literally would like peep my catalog, twin.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be
Yeah,
like, if
yeah.
they're like just commenting some shit, like
yeah,
they'll try to compare me to like Yeet,
yeah,
which you know,
Not
just
a-
because I put a shiesty on
yeah,
and some Louis glasses,
Yeah.
you're gonna compare me to Yeet, whatever.
Yeah.
The sound is totally not
completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the beats I guess are sort of similar, but when it comes to projection and
Yeah.
and sound,
yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not what I'm trying to do. But it's cool. Hey man, shout out to Yeet.
yeah. That's a fact.
It's the new gen goat.
There was this one song too. Let me just see if I could find it. What was it called? I don't remember. Oh well, actually, there's another thing I want to ask you about. So your chain, you have a cover art of that. I think you kind of posted. It's a Pokemon, right? Yes.
Shout out to Gengar.
Yeah, Gengar. Yeah, yeah. So what's like? Is that just like something that you fuck with, or like?
Yeah, I don't even really know the backstory. Like, I mean, obviously, Gengar was like always my favorite Pokemon.
Okay.
Like growing up, like I'm
Mhm.
like a huge anime, not a huge anime fan, but just like mainstream anime, like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't really get into like crazy anime. To be honest, I don't have the time to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I'm always just so worried about like what I'm doing next for my music.
Yeah.
that I really don't have time. But you know, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Pokemon, it's just what I fuck with.
Yeah.
Gengar for some reason just stood out to me.
Mhm.
You know, he has like this attitude. He looks evil, but he's actually like a good guy.
Yeah.
So I just like fucked with that. So I just kind of like, you know, and everyone knows who Gengar is. So I kind of just tried to like incorporate that with my brand, just to make shit stand out. And
Yeah. Like visually. Yeah.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
use him for like cover art. Like if you go on my SoundCloud, there's about like 5 different covers of him like just doing random shit.
Really?
Like he's like
Yeah.
I dropped a song on my birthday
Yeah.
and like it was Gengar and like a birthday hat. You know what I mean? Like the cover. It's just like random Gengar
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, people fuck with it.
Yeah.
They notice it and they're like,
Okay.
yeah. Like I got that shit tatted on me and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's dope.
yeah, shout out Pokemon, man.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So is there anything like just for like for people that you wish that they knew kind of about you or about your music that you don't think they know yet, or is it kind of like listen to your stuff and you know you'll get to know who you are?
Yeah, I mean, there's no one in particular.
Yeah.
I feel like we'll get there.
Mhm.
And not even like, you know, I know we'll get there.
Yeah.
Like I said, you got to be confident. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, got to be confident.
Yeah.
Like, if you're an MLB player
Mhm.
and you're not confident,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's shit's gonna
if you're
show.
an NBA player and you're not confident,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to get to that level where you really are going to sit at,
Mhm.
you need to be confident.
Yeah.
And you need to just do it.
Yeah.
What about some goals for 2023?
Shit, more shows.
Mhm.
Right, Henny?
More shows, more songs, more consistency.
Yep.
More content.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now we're really just like I said we're applying pressure with this new sound, and it's like I said, it's not even really like a new sound. Like I'm doing the same stuff, but it's just I'm projecting it in a different way.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So we're just gonna keep on applying pressure with this new sound, see where it goes, try to get more shows, because like I said, we have the resources, we have the everything.
Mhm.
It just the dots need to just line up,
Yeah.
and you know, only time will tell.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
But I'm again super confident.
Yeah, and like you said too, but like in the beginning, you said like music is almost like 10% of the whole thing, and it's like,
Yeah.
but you guys have the knowledge. You've been through a lot of shit,
Yeah.
so it's almost like the perfect position. Like now it's time to fucking just go. You
Yep,
know what I mean?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you're not
Yeah,
gonna
it's
have
just-
no one fucking come in and try and fuck
Yep,
up shit.
Yeah,
You know?
put your head down and just
Yeah.
go. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Yeah. And it's just all about just elevating and just trying to figure out what you can do more to elevate that
Mhm.
with whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm not even just gonna target artistry. I'm gonna say it with anything that you are trying to do in life. Like
Yeah.
shout out to anyone trying to do anything that's slightly out of the ordinary.
Right.
You know, just consistency is key.
Mhm.
Hell yeah,
That's what
bro.
you gotta do.
And just one other thing too, are you trying to like stay independent, or is it I think you said something about like labels contacting you. Is that something you entertain, or is it more like you want to just stay independent, or
You know, we you know, we've talked to labels. It's just
Yeah.
the situation's it's not right.
yeah?
You know what I mean? I need if I'm gonna sign to a label, it's got to be the best situation for me. You know what I mean? Because it's me. I'm the one that's signing that dotted line. We could talk money all day. You know what I mean? But it's gotta what comes with that money. You know what I mean? So if I could gain a cult following and just be independent and live off of doing what I do, I would love to do that. Yeah. Because, you know, I would love to be, not even like I would love to be famous. I just want people to hear my art in the entire, like through the entire world. Like I just want people to just hear my art and almost like get inspired to be able to just do it and not feel alone in certain aspects. You know what I mean? Like you're not the only one that feels this way. So it's just like, it comes back around. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to pinpoint.
Yeah,
yeah. But, you know.
No, I hear.
Hell yeah, man! You want to just tell we covered a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
Yeah, a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I said So yeah, I would like I would like to stay independent. Okay. But if the situation is right and the label, you know, it's a you know, a
contract
deal.
Was all right.
Yeah. Like I've been signed to you know, I've been signed for distribution to an independent branch. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've been fucking with labels, but you know, it's better to just do it on your own, in a sense. Yeah. You know, obviously getting signed is like everyone's like dream, you know, but I've had a lot of, I've seen a lot, which I'm grateful for. So I could figure it out.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yes,
for sure.
So you want to just tell the people like just your handles or all your social media handles and stuff like that.
Yeah, so my handles are Rabz Died at RABZDIED Rabz Died. You can find me literally everywhere: Google, YouTube, Instagram. My music is everywhere: albums, tapes, singles. Follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to get that traction up right now. Trying to get that content up. Yeah, man, and go on SoundCloud because SoundCloud you can still find the heat. You know what I mean? People still sleep on people act like SoundCloud's dead, but SoundCloud is really it right now.
It's like coming back.
Coming back from the dead.
Yeah, they just don't know it. You know what I mean? They just don't know it. And if you know, you know. Yeah. And that's all it is.
I definitely want to take a listen to some of the SoundCloud stuff because we were just
because I got a lot of SoundCloud stuff that's not out on all platforms, and that's what's people think that's not authentic, but it's authentic to me.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know. 100%. I come from SoundCloud. Yeah. Drama comes from SoundCloud, so it's like we're gonna run this up until I'm at the office of SoundCloud. Like, yo, what's the word?
That's a fucking fact. No, because y'all literally were part of that era, man. Like, y'all
man.
saw it develop.
I mean, I was I was an underdog. This guy Drama was really in it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, that might be another story for another day. Yeah, really in tune with the SoundCloud shit, for sure. Yeah, but yeah, man, you know, Rabz Died everywhere. RABZDIED. Follow me on SoundCloud. 'Cause I'm really trying to bring SoundCloud back. For sure. Hell yeah. Shout out SoundCloud. Henny, you got anything to say?
No. Handles at Henny Track on literally everything. Music platforms, social medias, whatever it is, you name it, at Henny Track.
Yes, sir. And stay tuned. Me and Henny and Wolf got a new song coming out. It's just gonna be fire.
Hell yeah.
New song, new videos. Me and Drama. We got something in the works too. So shout out him for being there.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Shout out Drama for even tapping in and staying here.
Rabz is my brother, man. Henny also my brother, man.
Appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for having us, man.
Of course,
for
man.
real. It was really good. I haven't done an interview in probably before COVID, so probably 3 years and shit. So it's cool. A lot of the stuff that we've talked about, people don't even know at all. So
that's good.
That's the goal of this shit.
That's the goal, man.
Yeah, that's what I like about it, man. Yeah, it's cool.
Rabz, thank you, my guy.
Got you guys, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate it, man. It's love.
Thank you for tuning in this week, everybody. We'll be back next week with another Aqua Lounge podcast, another exclusive interview. This has been an exclusive interview with Rabz.
Yes, sir.
And friends. What's poppin'? Appreciate y'all for coming out.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.